Hello there, I'm Brendan.
The Nerd Fighters!
When given the topic of 7 things, one of my first thoughts was that, seeing as this would be my introduction to the channel, I could tell you 7 things about me as a way to get to know you. However, as I thought about it more, it started to feel a bit forced and a bit like a dating video. So instead, today I will bring you something we all love much more than me: 7 things about the internet. It's a hard number to pin down exactly because it constantly fluctuates, but in a 2013 study it was estimated that we have surpassed the 1 billion websites mark, and so now it's likely much higher. I published my first website way back in 1998. It was a Star Trek Deep Space Nine fan site. Nowadays I generally do what I can to avoid spoilers for television programmes, but back then I was the one posting them. Shortly after that I published a more general personal website, and that evolved to become the website I still use today, slayweb.com, link down in the doobly-doo. One thing that's good to remember if you want to impress your techie friends is that the internet and the web are not synonyms, they are different things. The internet is all the computers and wires and network cards and routers and protocols that connect everything together. The World Wide Web is a system that runs on top of that. That's why in the beginning days of the web, all website addresses began with www to signify that you were using the World Wide Web portion of that site. Although of course now that's generally become the default and is excluded on most domains, and it's no longer necessary to type in most cases. Because the problem with domain names is that they're for humans. Computers don't really like words, they like numbers. So whenever you click a link or type an address into your browser, the first thing it does is query a name server and ask, what is this domain's address? And it'll give your computer back an IP address. You'll most likely be querying a name server run by your ISP. However, as we talked about earlier, with over 1 billion websites in existence, most name servers don't carry the information about every domain in existence. Each name server is linked to a parent name server that it can query if it receives a request for a domain it doesn't know about. This goes up and up in a big chain tree web thing, but what it does mean is that there is one server at the top. This is the root server, the center of the web. Although of course it's actually multiple load balanced servers because you wouldn't want it to go down. And now you know a little bit about name servers, you can understand that it's entirely possible to have an entire alternate second web run on the same internet we already use. And in fact, that kind of thing already does happen. You may have heard of the darknet, for example. But it's good to know that if we end up in some weird dystopian future with the government controlling the web, we will have secret alternatives to go to get the real truth. For now though, of course, the darknet is just full of dodgy and questionable things. But we can't get away from those on the normal web either. Of all the traffic on the web, only 50% of it is human. 20% belongs to legitimate robots, such as the Google Index search indexer, but that leaves 30%, which is all spam bots and phishing and hacker bots and password stealers and lots of dangerous, naughty things. So remember to think before you click that unknown link. And finally, a reminder of the diverse and infinitely interesting world that we live in. 15 to 20% of Google searches every day have never been Googled before, although I imagine a few of them are actually just terrible typos. Thanks for watching, and Jerry, I will see you tomorrow.